Okay, let's jump right in with something that honestly sounds pretty startling at first. Man is neither angel nor brute, but he who would act the angel acts the brute.
Powerful stuff.
It really is. That's the core idea we're digging into today, and it comes from Mortimer J. Adler's essay, Angel. It's part of this larger work, The Great Ideas, a lexicon of Western thought.
And our mission here really is to pull out the practical wisdom. Forget just the historical context for a second. This essay gives you a framework, a really useful one, for understanding what it means to be human.
Right, and maybe avoid some traps.
Exactly, traps we fall into when we demand too much or maybe even too little of ourselves and others. So yeah, let's look at the big insights from Adler here.
Okay, segment one then. This core idea, humans are neither angel nor brute. Adler's point, as I understand it, is that for ages, philosophers use the whole idea of angels. Well, almost as a contrast.
Precisely.
Yeah.
As a tool to define humanity, you set up this idea of the purely spiritual, the angel, and the purely instinctual, the brute, and then you say, okay, humans are somewhere different in the middle.
Balance between the animal side and this spiritual striving.
Yes. And here's where it gets really practical, maybe even a bit political. Adler says, supposing man to be either angel or brute rather than neither distorts our understanding of human nature.
Meaning, if we treat people as if they should be perfect angels.
If you demand that absolute rationality, that utopian perfection, Adler argues that's when things get dangerous. That's when you act the brute.
Because people inevitably fail those impossible standards.
Right. And the response to that failure, historically and philosophically, often becomes coercion. Force. Trying to make people into angels requires, ironically, brutal methods.
Wow. So the expectation itself creates the problem. Trying to force that angel behavior leads to brute actions by those in power.
That's the argument. Insisting humans shed their messy, embodied nature and act like pure spirits that demands force. Recognizing that middle ground, our actual human nature, is kind of a safeguard.
The safeguard against idealism gone wrong.
Exactly. Which, feels pretty relevant.
Okay, that idea of balance leads nicely into the next point. The angel's intellectual light. You're saying angels weren't just about, morality or spirit, but about knowledge itself.
Absolutely. Think about the symbols. Wings for swiftness, light, or an aura for, illumination and spirit. Adler points out these weren't just pretty pictures.
They were philosophical shorthand.
Kind of, yeah. They helped thinkers grapple with big concepts, mind, soul, knowledge, even love. He actually says, wherever the notion of angel has entered into discussions of God and man, it has cast light upon these other topics.
Huh. Cast light. Interesting phrasing.
Isn't it? It suggests angels help clarify things.
Okay, I need to jump in here for a sec. This is Mindful Moments, our YouTube channel. We offer AI book analysis, summaries, critiques, basically food for thought, aimed at reflection and reason.
Good point. And it connects, because this idea of angelic knowledge, think about it. When someone talks about divine inspiration or a flash of insight,
are they talking about something truly external, angelic? Or is it just a metaphor for peak human intellect?
That's the question Adler forces us to ask. By having this concept of perfect angelic knowledge, immediate, non-material, they could better understand the limits of our human knowing, which is slow, physical, needs the senses.
So the angel concept helped define human intellect by contrast again.
Precisely.
Which brings us to the third big idea. The problem of pure intelligences. This sounds almost like science fiction, but it's an old debate.
Oh, ancient. Yeah. Thinkers for centuries argued, could there be minds without bodies? Purely spiritual beings.
Angels, basically.
Angels, yes, but framed philosophically as pure intelligences. Adler uses that term. And this old debate about immaterial minds existing alongside God or the soul, well, doesn't that sound familiar?
You mean like AI, consciousness in machines?
Exactly. The core questions are startlingly similar. Can intelligence exist without biology? Without a body, without emotions? That's the ghost in the machine. Or maybe the angel in the algorithm.
So Adler saw angels as the original thought experiment for disembodied intelligence.
You could definitely put it that way. They're the archetype. When we debate if AI can be truly conscious, are we just continuing that millennial discussion about whether pure, non-biological mind is possible?
It reframes the whole AI conversation, doesn't it?
It certainly adds a layer of historical depth.
And that's the value here. Adler, leading the Great Books Project, he made sure these deep, often complex historical debates stayed accessible. He knew their enduring relevance.
Absolutely. A major figure.
So if these ideas have sparked something for you, stick around. We're going to start with our 5-minute viral moment from this, then we'll really dive into the in-depth analysis. After that, the summary, and we finish up with a full critique.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. If an AI did achieve pure intellect but had no body, no feelings, could that be a modern version of the angel acting the brute? Intelligence perfected, but totally inhuman. Something to ponder. Discover genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Subscribe and nourish your mind on the go.